Welcome, Scorpio, to your February 2021 chakra read. Let's start with your root chakra first. And we have Knight of Wands. Okay, so in terms of the root chakra, which is all about fears and survival, with the Knight of Wands, what I'm sensing from this is that you might have had to take some drastic action recently in order to feel like you're able to take care of your basic needs. You might have been feeling a little bit unsafe. And what you need to remember, though, when it comes to taking care of your basic needs, that there is definitely more than one way to be able to do that. And I know that this is the tough thing, and you might have heard this before, of being able to trust the universe and co-creating with the universe so that way your needs can be met. So make sure that when you take action, it's not coming from a place of fear. That's essentially what I'm trying to boil down to you here, is that when you take action, it's not because, oh my gosh, I'm not going to have, the next meal on the table. A lot of times when I talk to my clients, when there's like a financial situation going on, I typically ask the question, have you missed a meal yet? And that wasn't by choice. So, usually the answer that I get is no. Now, here the thing is like, even if, let's say, you had to switch jobs, find a job, do something freelance, contract, do a project for somebody else in order to have money, trust that what you're getting is going to bring you more, that there's going to be more opportunities, more things coming your way, so that way when you are in fear, that is going to block more blessings. That's going to block more manifestations coming your way. And the thing is, let's say if you lost your job, or let's say money wasn't coming to you or something of that nature, or someone took money from you, the universe is always bringing something back to you, as long as your mindset, your thoughts, and your feelings are aligned with your higher self that knows that everything is going to be okay. The earth is abundant. The universe is abundant. It's just us who we get in our own way, where we feel like we're not, or we believe that we're not for whatever reason, which is totally not true. So let's take a look at the sacral. Yeah, because it feels like you took some action impulsively there in the root chakra, Scorpio. And that didn't need to be the case. Now, if money wasn't the situation here, now I know that I'm kind of still talking about the root chakra here, but this is what I'm getting. If it's not really like a financial situation, you were making some moves here to feel like you had to protect yourself emotionally. There's a fear here of not belonging, a fear of not being good enough or not being lovable enough. And some situation was really bringing this out for you. And you were taking making moves, I should say, to protect yourself. And it really didn't need to be the case. When you let that guard down, when you let that defensiveness down, you might be surprised at how full emotionally you actually are and can be. Okay. Now, sacral. Okay. Yeah, that was a little bit long-winded on that. Okay. All right. So we got two cards here. Let's see what we have. Knight of Pentacles and Page of Cups. Knight of Pentacles is in reverse. Page of Cups is upright. So with the sacral, the emotional energy here in the sacral area is this feels almost like when you were younger. This feels like a thing that when you were younger, that you were trying to express yourself and got shut down. and that really caused you to keep things in as a result. So the fact that this is showing up is telling me either one, you've been working on this or still working on this, or you're going to be, a situation is going to make you feel like that younger self, and it's going to be coming up. So with emotional energies that usually get stuck here in the sacral have a lot to do with anger, all the way up to rage. So anywhere on the spectrum of anger, frustration, irritation, but it really feels more like more potent anger that could be coming up, that is alongside some shame as well. So just the feeling like you're not good enough for some reason, and that is completely not true, or that you're incomplete, inadequate in some way, shape, or form, and that's not the case. So really, allow for that, for those emotions to come up, and you need to feel them thoroughly in order to release. You need to feel a heal, right? And so the thing is, remind your inner child that he or she is safe. That's one of the first things I would say is, that should really be a big mantra when we're healing wounds, is we need to remind ourselves that we're going to be okay and that we're safe. So take a look at the solar plexus for you, Scorpio, King of Swords in reverse. So there's a power struggle, I feel, here. Usually I sense that in the third eye. But the power struggle here has more to do with the boundaries. Someone could be trying to overstep your boundaries. You've been trying to keep them. And the other thing, so when it comes to those boundaries, I feel like someone might have been trying to emotionally manipulate you, mentally manipulate you, like play mind games might be something that is showing up, almost like either like a gaslighting or passive aggressiveness too. Okay. So remember that you don't have to play along. As a king, even though this is in reverse, as a king, you have that control over your own energy. You have the ability to retain your own power. You just have to choose that, in lieu of trying to still gain approval. It almost feels like from mom and dad or somebody else, but or somebody else who's really close to you, like a caregiver of some sort. But you don't have to play along with those games. Everything that when it comes to what you do have control over, it's just your energy field and that alone. Okay, so heart for you, Scorpio. So 7 of Cups in reverse, King of Pentacles in reverse. There is a lot of regret for some reason, a lot of regret, a lot of self-judgments, especially for maybe perhaps not completing things in the past, leaving things kind of unfinished is what I'm getting. Which in turn affected your self-esteem, even though maybe other people might not have recognized that. But it's almost like you do, and almost like afraid that other people could figure that out. So make sure that you forgive yourself. Work on letting that go. Work on, if you don't want to find yourself in that same situation that you start things and then you don't complete them, make sure that when you start something, that you have a vision of where that project, thing, business, endeavor, whatever it is, that you have a long-term vision for it. Because if we only have the short term, you'll start something and then you're not going to finish it. And then you're going to feel bad. You're going to be critical of yourself, all of that. Okay, so let's take a look at throat. So throat for Scorpio, February 2. Oh my gosh, this is too many cards. Okay, let's just see what we have here. High Priestess in reverse, Strength in reverse, as well as Eight of Pentacles in reverse and Two of Wands in reverse. I didn't expect to get so many. All right, so here's the thing with the throat area. I feel like there's a lot of things that are coming up here. You might be feeling a lot of like the frog in your throat, lump in your throat, feeling your throat might be a little constricted because of whatever situation you're going through right now, whatever healing process that you're going through, because every situation ends up being a healing process. So the High Priestess in reverse, Strength in reverse, really tells me that you kind of, like you feel like your intuition is taking a hit. Like you felt like you made a choice based on what you thought was your intuition, and then it didn't turn out that way, and you're like, oh my gosh, how could I be so wrong? And you might be judging yourself there. Okay. You might have even felt like, I swear I heard that. I heard the advice from, either my guides or, spirit or something that has told me to do this thing, and I did it. And, and now you're questioning yourself, right? You're questioning your clairaudience. Which you shouldn't, if you feel like you did something and you're like you shouldn't have, remember, it's either a lesson or you probably needed to go through whatever this is, whatever the situation this is. Eight of Pentacles in reverse and the Two of Wands in reverse. Again, this is a whole thing about like, I made my decision, I verbalized it, and I'm not getting out of this what I thought that I was going to get in terms of feeling better emotionally, feeling better about myself. Yeah, so this follows the regret here, although it feels like whatever happened in the past is like really trickling up towards the throat, which when we heal, this is the direction everything goes in. It goes up, right? So that way we can increase our level of consciousness. But this is, this feels like self-doubt. And you don't have to feel that way, because every time you kind of move through something, it brings you more clarity. It clarifies the intuitive hits that you get from that point forward, clarifies it more and more and more until the point where you feel like you can trust yourself better. Okay, so we're looking at the third eye. Third eye. Okay. All right, so I got 4 cards again. Scorpio, 5 of Wands, the Lovers in reverse, the Hermit, and then Ace of Cups. Again, I normally don't get this many, but let's just see what we have here. So again, I'm going to speak to that power struggle again. And okay, so it's even a power struggle with your higher self. Like your higher self is like, hey, what you're going through right now, this is to help you become more in alignment with me. And you're fighting it, and you're fighting me, you're fighting yourself, just because the ego wants to protect, right? And with the Hermit and Ace of Cups, this is going to be a time where you may need to step back, retreat a little bit in order to see how much you do have that's overflowing in terms of the emotional fullness that you could tune into as a result of the situation. When you align with love, right? The Lover's card in reverse doesn't always necessarily mean like a romantic relationship. It could be the relationship with yourself. And so you know, you should be able to, you will be able, you know, to tune into the abundance of love that is you. I hope that makes sense. So when you when you put your weapons down, you'll be able to feel that. You'll be able to tune into that, and that's the part of surrender to the process, trusting the process and surrendering to the process, fighting yourself. Okay, crown for Scorpio, February 2021. Please, now 4 cards. All right, Scorpio, February 2021. Scorpio, February 2021. Okay, good. You only have one. 4 of Swords in reverse, Scorpio. Okay, so give yourself permission for that part of you, like that part of you is going to die off. There's a part of you here, this, whatever the struggles have been here, this power struggle, the protecting yourself, when you kind of let that part of you die, that doesn't need to have a say anymore, it doesn't need to even be in your energetic field anymore, then it's actually going to feel a lot better. So, you know, when I do clearings with people, a lot of the times in the crown, it's really the permission to let things go, permission to be in control of your own sovereignty, like be your own sovereign being. And we get that mixed up a lot of times when the ego feels like it needs to step in and take over. So when you give yourself permission to allow that part of you to just dissolve, then you'll be able to step into that higher self of yours that knows what this whole process is about, that knows what all of this is for, where you can remember the greatness and fullness and wholeness of who you are. So comment below if that resonates with you. Again, I do recorded readings, taking a longer look at your chakras. Take a look on plans and pricing on my website. And thank you for watching. I will see you next time.